think this is like one of the sexiest angles of this car, like this rear. Just check it was all good.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Bill Prado. I'm Matt. Today we're here with Brad.
Hello. This is my 2012 Ford Ranger. It's the PX1 model.
Is it XLT or what is it?
No, it's just the XL.
Yeah.
It's got the XLT tailgate because I had to get that.
That's what I
aftermarket,
thought.
So I'll probably need to take that sticker off. But yeah, it's just the XL.
Yeah, and pretty much we're going to run through the whole thing, proper rundown. If you have one of these yourself, you can get inspired off this. And is it for sale?
It is for sale.
It is for sale, so if you want to buy it, maybe after this video. It's had one owner, never gone off-road.
Yeah, just always garaged.
Always garaged, and as you can see, no mud in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into it. Okay guys, so we're at the front of the car here obviously. Now, what bull bar have we got here?
So this is a X-Rocks bull bar from Outback Accessories, I think they're called.
It's a nice one.
I've had it for not only a couple months or so, but I picked it up quite cheap, which was good.
Did you paint it?
Yeah, I gave it a good buff and I gave it a spray paint. My favourite colour with this car is a matte black, so I always go for that.
I like matte black.
And then I've just got the King spotties on the front.
9-inch.
They're good. Spotties. Yeah, they're great. I've had them for a good long time and they're proper bright. I don't need anything extra. I don't want to spend $700 for a pair of steadies or something.
They're literally fine. And you've got like so many tabs here.
I've got heaps of slots to put new stuff. Just got the little eyelet there for the sand flag. And there's plenty of spots here if I want to get a UHF or anything as well. X-Rocks bash plate underneath, that just protects it. And that's pretty much the most important part because it covers all the sump and everything like that. And the drivetrain.
Winch cradle can fit in there.
It's got the winch cradle, so if you needed to put a winch in, you can. I never thought the need of getting a winch because I always go with a mate, so I can always get pulled out. Getting a winch is a bit of extra work and whatnot, so
that's fair enough.
I just never went through with that process.
And then, what big light bar up there?
So yeah, it's a pretty big one. I got that online when I first bought the car. It was probably one of the first mods I got. And
is that 42 inch?
I think it's a 52.
Oh my goodness.
52 inch curve.
It goes right around here.
And it goes all the way around.
That's good.
And it just makes it daytime. It's so wide. The spectrum's great, and then with the spotties, it just projects them really far as well.
Does it reflect on here at all?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have much bonnet glare or anything. I thought it would with the silver paint, but at night time there's no shine or anything from the bonnet, which is really good.
That's good. Yeah.
It's angled up enough that it doesn't go crazy on the bonnet, so it's super good. Even with just the light bar on its own, it's plenty bright, and then the spotties just help for the distance. But other than that, up the front, pretty normal. I've got the custom Ford grill.
It's like a Raptor
they're like the Raptor style grills. Normally it's just the 3 sections and the little logo, but I got that when I first bought it, and that was one of the best installs because it just made it so much better.
Yeah, it looks nice. I love it.
And then I've got white HIDI lights inside.
Oh yeah. They're good. I had them.
They're super bright and probably illegal, but super bright.
But for the price you pay.
But for the price you pay, they're worth it. Yeah.
Such a small thing, but
that's it.
Mine were like $20.
Yeah. These are a lot more than that.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, good. All right, we're going to look at tyres and suspension now.
For tyres, I've got 33 by 12.5 R15s. They're a really good tyre. I need new ones, obviously. They're quite low, but I don't want to go bigger to go 35s because then it gets a bit tighter and you lose a lot of speed, but they're just sitting on 15 by 10 neg 44s, so it gets that really weird, really wide angle, so I can have that wide stance, and then the flares help as well. And then for suspension up front, I've just got 2.5-inch springs with 1.5-inch spacers to get that extra height. And then I'm in the process of getting diff drop and upper control arms dual ones, so it's not a crazy angle for the CVs and everything, as you can see it is. But at the moment it's really good at this height. It sits perfectly, so you can see pretty much the whole tyre from the front, which I love that look. And it hasn't been much of a problem with me for extreme forward driving. It always does well. Having that approach angle with the high bar and everything really helps. And a solid bash plate really helps as well, because I I can really just hit anything in front of me and it's fine.
Okay, so you already mentioned the flares.
Yeah,
but,
so the flares are cut snake flares.
Yeah.
I've had them pretty much since I got the car. I got pretty much the widest ones you can get. If you get any wider, then it starts to go over the tyre and look a bit silly, but at first I had larger tyres, so I had to have that little extra strip on there. But when I downsized to thinner tyres, it balanced it out. And
it looks really good.
Yeah, it made them look good, except for that little crack there, but that happened.
Never been off-road.
Never been off-road. That's a factory setting.
But yeah, so obviously this is the first thing people look at when they look at a Ranger.
Yeah, so this tells you what kind of engine it has.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You don't have to ask anything. So it's a 3.2 6-speed. I've always wanted to get the manual because I've just always driven manuals.
Yeah, that's
and this engine's...
How many Ks?
321,000.
Okay.
It's done a lot for a 2012 car, and I've seen ones up there that have more Ks.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, this one, I've had this for 5 or so years, so
good motor.
I've probably done about 150,000 Ks in it.
Yeah, wow.
So I've done plenty of travelling. And
so you bought it at 100. Oh yeah, so yeah.
I bought it at about like 200 and something thousand Ks. So I bought it quite high, but it was bone stock, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do everything to it. And
so it didn't have much of an off-road life before?
No, the guy that owned it, he drove to Melbourne every single weekend, so he just did highway driving the whole time. It had bare stock wheels, nothing on it. It was completely normal.
Well, that's good then, I guess.
And it was good, and it was in great condition when I bought it. It's even better now.
No, it looks nice. And I actually really do rate the paint. What is that? Just a silver?
So I think it's called ingot silver. I think it's the factory colour. The bonnet just got redone because it got hail damage, so that's a brand new bonnet. And then everything else got kind of buffed up when they popped all the holes out. So it's all had a good kind of detail. It's a bit dirty still, but it's really, if you give it a good detail, it really shines. And that's what I love about the paint. I've always liked the silver, and I've always had silver cars as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So for the roof, I've just got the Rhino Rack roof bars. They basically just clamp to the side. I kind of wanted to do everything on the car on my own, so I didn't want to go through the process of taking it to a place, getting the strips taken out, and then getting it actually bolted in. So with this solution, I could do it myself, which was really easy. And then I just got a roof basket and just bolted it straight to the bars. And then I've got some lights at the back that attach to it, which I can show later. But I've just got the little XTM shower awning. That's really good, a lot better than the freestanding ones that you really struggle to get back into the bags. But this one's really good because it opens up, it's nice and sturdy, it's got good frame, and I've made it so it can extend out. It can come all the way out, a bit crooked sometimes, but once it's all pegged down, it's nice and solid. Just because it opens up as a four-sided tent, so this way I can still open the door and get stuff out of the car if I need to, and then it can just slide back in and be ready to head off whenever I need to. Alright, so on this side we've basically just got the roof rack system like I said before, and then it's just a King's 2.5 by 2.5 awning. I've had about 2 of these. The first one was a manufacturing problem, so I got a new one. But this one's been great. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years. They're super strong. They definitely hold up in the wind if they need to. It gives good coverage, and it's the cheaper option, which is really good. I always wanted to go through and get one of those batwing ones that come all the way out and then go all the way around, but they're like very expensive, so I thought I'd keep with this one. These are really good. And since I first got the car, it was really rainy where I lived, so I got these weather strips, and that kind of helped if I had to have the windows down a little bit. Obviously that's what they're designed to do. Along the back of the roof rack, I've just got these, I think they're 12-inch spotlights or floodlights. They're really good. I can flick them on when I go into reverse, and they shine up heaps behind me, so if I'm putting on a trailer at night or something, or backing up in the bush, they really shine up wherever I need to go.
So did you custom make that?
Yeah, so I custom made the tub chop. I did that myself. Ignore the bent license plate, that was a 4-wheel drive. Never been on 4-wheel drive tracks, accident. But basically I got this bar somewhat made up, and then I welded it to a chassis, to like a rear tow bar, and then just mounted it up, did the chop, cut the flares, and then just made the mud flaps as well and attached them with a chain. And it's been such a great install. It's always a look that I've wanted to do. Like, you don't see them much on the ranges, but I did that not long ago, but I was super happy once I did. And then I realized that because I had that and I wanted the good approach angle or departure angle, I didn't have anywhere to put my spare. My 33-inch tires didn't fit underneath, so I thought I'll make a spare tire carrier. And I basically just made this, got one of the spinning spindles, welded that to the bar, made a nice long bar, and then thought I'll either just have one tire and then one jerry can, make it on a one whole line, and then you can, well, if I unlock it, you can lock in place, and it basically just locks up, and I can close the latch, and I just use a little padlock to close it up. Alright, so on the back is my custom made rear tyre carrier and jerry can carrier. I built it myself because I just didn't want to pay the massive amount for someone to do it, so I bought a welder and did it myself. Basically it can just unlatch here and come all the way out. It's got little vibration pads, so that clamps it down and pulls it really tight into the tray, and when it is locked it's nice and solid, and it swings all the way out. It's got a little latch here that I can lock in place, and it's got bump stops here as well, so when it does go all the way back it hits the tailgate and stops there, just so it doesn't have really any movement. And it's nice and solid, it doesn't move around too much, it actually moves the car with it. And it just holds my tyre, my water tank. I normally have a jerry can on there if I go on long trips, but at the moment I've just had a water tank because it's good to take plenty of water. And all of this is just accessible with padlocks and everything like that with codes, so I don't have to have 1,000 keys on my chain. And then I've just got a King's rubbish bag on the back. I've just got snatch straps and stuff like that in there, just for extra storage for dirty things and towels and stuff if we go to the beach. Alright, so in the tailgate with the easy down struts that I got off eBay, they're great, is my custom jaw setup. Bit messy at the moment, but it does what it needs to do. On the left I've got probably a 250 kilo RV premium steel fridge slide. This thing is super sturdy, super strong, and it can unlock and slide all the way out, and it holds my 95 litre fridge that I've got. And basically I've got a control box over here with a door that I can put my battery in, and it's just got the King's control box here that I've got it all wired up so I can just plug in my camp battery when I need to. Plus it's also wired up to my auxiliary battery, so when I'm driving this has power and it can run my fridge off my inside battery, and then when I get to site I just switch over to my normal one or on-site power, and it works well. It's just hooked up to my fridge at the moment, but it's all accessible that you can hook it up to cabin lights or to lights on the awning or lights anywhere. And then it's got heaps of 12-volt plugs and cigarette points and everything, and charging stations as well, so plugging the battery into that you have heaps of power depending on how much of a battery you have. I think I've got a 115 amp battery, and that does well for 2 or 3 days. You can go with the option of hooking it all up to have a solar panel and stuff like that, but I've never really gone away long enough that I need to do that. But this is a really good fridge slide. It holds my fridge really sturdy, it's nice and strong. Up the top I've just got room in here to put chairs, camp kitchen and little stuff like that, any storage and anything as well. And then in the large drawer, this just slides all the way out. At the moment I've just got tools and stuff in there because I went away. Most of the time I've got my cooking stove, all my utensils, cutlery, plates and everything in there. And then I can have this here, and then I can hit this, and I've got a little workbench here so I can grab stuff out, put it here, because normally the fridge will be there, so I won't have much room on the tailgate to get stuff, so I can take stuff out, say this and that, and sit it there and get it ready, slide this back in if I need to, and that just gives me a little extra space. I was going to do the process of making that an actual food safe prep board, but most of the time I've already got the camp table out, so I can just make sandwiches and stuff on that if I need to. And that just slides in there pretty easily, and then I've still got room down the sides for straps and pegs, and I've got a wheel lift in there so I can balance the car out and everything. But the tailgate's been really good lately. Not tailgate, sorry. The tray's been really good lately. I did want to go through the process of doing an actual canopy, but they're just really expensive, so I was really happy with this.
Okay, so yeah, as he's mentioned, he's actually done a lot of this himself, and I'm very inspired right now because he's a carpenter, I'm a carpenter, and like, you know, he's welded all this, he's welded that bar. I just assumed that was all like pre-made, bought stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of it is stuff that you can spend thousands of dollars. I've got quotes for everything, and I've just been blown away by how much people charge thousands for setups like this, and
it does the job fine.
I can make it out of some scrap metal and some tubing and a $250 welder in a weekend or so, and I've saved myself $1,000. So
yeah, legit.
I'm all about,
and you know how to build it.
And I know how to do it. Yeah. So I'm all about doing it myself, and if I do it myself, I can get it exactly how I want.
Yeah. I think it's really cool, and that's one of the reasons why I like this car when I saw it on the ad, because I saw the tub chop and the rear bars and all that. Like, not too many people have that sort of setup.
Yeah.
So it takes it to the next level sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, you already got your mud flaps.
Yeah, so I had to make it legal. At first when I did them, I didn't have it, and it had just such a aggressive look from the back, driving behind, and you could basically see the whole tyre. It looked so good, and then it was my girlfriend that convinced me that I had to get mud flaps.
Yeah, that's fair.
So then I did. But
so how are your max tracks mounted onto the side?
So basically I made this tub rack as well. I wanted it to be as low profile as I could. So I basically used the factory kind of tie down points under here, which is what the bungees go for, like the tonneau covers, and I basically just discombobulated them to attach my brackets, and then put the crossbar, and the side brackets basically just 2 L plates bolted to that, and then the max track mounting pins just bolted to that as well. It worked out perfect that they were the exact right distance apart. It's like I knew I was going to make them. And then these just mount straight to there.
Yeah, it looks good.
I wanted them to be at a good access point. You could get brackets, and then I could mount it to my roof rack, but
a bit high.
For someone who's really tall like me, it's a bit hard to do. So I thought I'd put them easy access, and it's been really good being there. If you're bogged in the sand and you can't even reach your roof,
you can just
it's good that I can just unlock the padlocks and just pull it straight off. And these have been good. They've got me out some really hard tracks in the sand dunes and stuff like that when I've been on my own. And they've saved me, so they're worth every penny. People kind of stay away from getting them, or they just hope that they can just be pulled out.
A bit expensive, but
just for 2 they're about $250, so they're definitely expensive. I definitely need to get some more.
These are all
these ones have definitely been used. All the little nibs have kind of been ripped off.
You need like the replaceable ones.
Oh, mate, they're even more. They're like about $400.
So does that mean, so your tent opens up that way, does it?
Yeah, so this rooftop tent, obviously this is a bit higher, so it can't open that way, but I've liked it to open the other way. So it opens all the way out there, and then I can have the awning out here and still see out the window and everything.
No, it's cool. And then you've got these lights on.
Yeah, I've just got little King's spotlights here. They're just wired up as well, that I can just flick them on whenever I need, and they just give me
the light there.
Almost kind of rock lights, or I think they're called like zombie lights. Most people have them kind of in front of their side mirrors. But I haven't got any mounting points there, so I thought I'll put it there. I'll use that space because it's got that hole there from the tonneau cover, which is just from the original one from the sports bar. But when I took that off, obviously I didn't want to have to get a new cover, so I just left it, and that little gap worked out well.
It's good, covers it up nicely.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Never actually seen that before.
I only put that on recently, but they've been really good lately.
Yeah, wicked.
Alright, well, over to this side, I've just got the high lift jack and shovel mount. High lift jack has been great because a normal jack can't actually reach my car, so that's the only thing I can actually lift my car up to change a tyre or anything like that, or do any work. So that's been really good for me. I've had that for a while. It was orange, and then I painted it black just to look good, but the paint's kind of coming off now, but I'll give it a respray when I sell it. And then the shovels really saved me as well. It's good having one easy access that I can just unbolt and take out. And then the same on this side, I've got one of those little spotlights as well, just coming through that hole. You bit of a better close up, and that just gives good light out to the side if I'm doing any rock crawling or anything like that, or if it's late night and I want a bit of a wider viewing angle. Underneath for the suspension, I've just got the Dobinson 2.5-inch leaf springs, and then I've got 2.5-inch TJM shock absorbers, and they've been really good. They're super comfortable, super nice. They jack the car up really well, which is good, and they're just a 300 kilo constant load, so it holds the weight really well. Once I fully load it, sags down a little bit, but it doesn't go too crazy, and I've towed quite a bit on this as well, so it definitely holds up the weight, and it gives that nice height that the tyres sit flat with the bar, similar to the front, that the tyres sit flat with the bull bar. And I just like that look of being able to see all of the tyre except for the mud flap, but it's really given it some good height, and it's leveled out the car, which is really good, and I'm really happy with the rear suspension. It's done me well, and it's super comfortable, which most suspension is very stiff, but this one's quite comfortable, amazingly. Alright, so on the interior, most of it's pretty standard. I've just kind of added little things to it. In the middle I've got my dash cam, which protects me if anything happens, obviously. That works really well, and I've had that for a while. The other cigarette point is used by my King's speedometer. Because of the larger tyres, my speedo is actually inaccurate quite a good amount, so this I can go off this, and this is a GPS run speedo, so I can actually know how fast I'm going, which is good. Steering and stuff's pretty standard. I haven't got anything done with any different lights or anything. I've got a reverse camera through my head unit, which basically just always runs as I'm driving, because you can't actually see out the back window because of the tent. So that's good. That gives me good view all the time when I'm driving, and I can see out the side mirrors and stuff as well. All my switches and stuff run over the side, but at the moment I'm just still getting new switches and everything, and a new switch panel, so it's all just wires and stuff at the moment, but everything still works, which is good. And now I've just got all my normal controls, Bluetooth and everything's great. Manual gearbox obviously, and then I've got the dial for my 4-wheel drive, 4H and 4 low. It's super easy that I can just turn that dial. I don't have to get outside and turn my hubs on or anything like that. And then I've just got a phone holder, and over here I've got a iDrive throttle controller. That basically just plugs straight into the back of the throttle body, and that's been great. That was one of the first things I did to give the car a bit of more performance, and it made such a difference. Just the throttle response in it is so much better. The turbo lag is just non-existent. It just kicks in straight away, and it gives the car a lot more power, which is really good. And other than that, the front's pretty standard. I was going to go through with getting seat covers, but they're pretty comfy to start with, which is good. And the little screen down here, that was just from the previous owner, had a reverse camera, but at the moment it doesn't work, but it just basically covers that hole in there where all the wires and stuff are, so I've thought to just keep that there just to fill the gap, but I'll probably take it out and use it for something else, or maybe do a HUD upgrade and change my whole HUD.
Okay guys, so that's the rundown on this beast. Now if you've got a Ranger yourself, hopefully you're inspired, because now I've already put my car on Facebook Market and I'm going to get a Ranger tomorrow. No, it's an awesome car, and as you can see why it's a worthy big rundown car now. Anything else you want to add?
Well yeah, if you want to see more of it, my Instagram's Brad Ward with 3 Ds at the end of Ward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a couple good photos up there of the car, and a couple ones of me forward driving, so you can see the car in action.
Yeah, get inspired,
and I've shown all the process of me doing a lot of stuff as well, different upgrades, and doing all my custom work as well. And yeah, it's been such a great car, and it's a regretful sale, but
so it is for sale.
It is for sale.
It is for sale, guys. Never been off road.
Never been off road, like I said before. Yeah, it's bone stock, factory dirt.
One owner.
Yes, one owner, just me.
Yeah. No, yeah, so it is for sale, guys. If you did watch this video and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the market for a built Ranger, well, look no further, you're looking at it. So,
yeah.
So yeah, feel free to message him.
Yeah,
and, yeah,
DM me on Instagram.
Yeah, otherwise, if you have one yourself and you're inspired by, my favourite one's the shower mod that like slides open.
Yeah,
Never seen that before.
As soon as I did that, it was so much better. I had it for a while, just having it normal, and it was just such a pain, have to go around the other side. But as soon as I built that, and it's nice and sturdy, so
that's so clever. It should be like that.
It's so much easier. Yeah, it'd be good.
Definitely.
But yeah.
That's it, well, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, notifications on, and more rig rundowns to come in the future. If you want to see his car up, follow his stuff down there, and we'll catch you guys next time on Built Prado. Cheers.
Cheers.